Good morning! I feel like it's been so long since I've been on camera for you guys, but it is for a very special reason today. We are going to Florida for a Disney-filled vacation. We're making multiple stops. We're going to Vero Beach, we're going on a Disney cruise, and we're going to Walt Disney World. So let's get the bags in the car and get going to Buffalo Airport. All right, we made it to the airport and got all of our bags. Way too many. All right, couldn't really film when we were walking over because I had these and a water bottle in my hand. We went to the Club Buffalo, it's a priority pass lounge, but they weren't serving, and when they were gonna start serving, we already had to leave to catch our flight. So that's why I got Tim Hortons, which I'm excited about. Got a couple Timbits to kick off the vacay. Also super excited to have my Target Stony bag. I got a little Duffy, my MCO. I did it with like a pearl top, so a little different than what I've been selling in my Etsy shop, which if you are not familiar with it, it is Studio 1971. You can follow me on Instagram, shop Studio 1971. And Phil said because it has Duffy on it, it's my Duffy duffel. I agree. Alright, just finished eating, but I have this bag. It actually has a medical device in it, my CPAP machine. I just got this in February, so I've never traveled with it before. So I gotta go to customer service, see if there's anything I need to do.
Overhead, activate the flow box to pull down on the mask until the plus to begin fully.
We're having a beachy vacation, so obviously our takeoff song is gonna be the Beach Boys. If you don't know, we pick a song to play simultaneously while we're taking off. Just took all of our bags. He's gonna go get the rental car. And I am gonna go get all of our truck bags, which 4 bags. That's gonna be a little hard to finagle, and they were all pretty heavy. But I think the hardest part was having that extra bag, and I'm used to having a backpack as my personal item instead of the duffel. So I'm just kind of acclimating to that, which is probably why I didn't film a lot of our travel. Now I'm a little hands-free, so I can pick up the camera a little bit more. All right, while I'm waiting for our baggage, I just want to mention a couple things. First off, when we were in Buffalo, they had the new security scanners. They almost look like an MRI machine or something, but we didn't have to take anything out of our bags, like no computers, no iPads, none of that stuff. Did still have to take off our shoes. I took off my ears, and if you had like big belts or anything like that, you had to take those off. But also everything had to go in bins, like even my carry-on rolly bag had to go in a bin. It was a lot more seamless, a lot easier of a process, so I'm glad to see they have those. They also have them at our home airport, Rochester, but we typically fly out of Buffalo because better prices, flight times, etc. However, we're here at like 2 o'clock, I think it is, so definitely a lot later than our normal flight out of Buffalo, because I don't know, they've changed some of the flight times, so hopefully in the future we'll get some better ones. Another thing about our flight time, and I think just traveling in general right now, honestly from October to now, a lot has changed. We didn't have to wear masks on the plane. The earlier flight time, and maybe just traveling in general now, a lot more kids. Like, I feel like we never had kids on our flights previously, those early flights, but tons of kids, fully packed plane, all of that stuff. So just a lot more people traveling just from, in the course of like what, 8 months or so. So excited right now. Phil is getting the car. I'm waiting for luggage. One of our pieces came around, so I grabbed it. And Phil's getting the rental car. Then after that, we are headed over towards Lakeland, which is about an hour drive. We are meeting up with some of our friends tonight. We're gonna check out their house. They just moved here. And then we're gonna go out to dinner. And tomorrow we're headed to Vero Beach. So I already felt the warmth of Florida. Love, even though it was warm at home, honestly. Excited to be here in our favorite place. All right, well, Phil loads up the car. I'll show you what we got. It's a sports SUV, not as big as our last one, but happy not to have a compact car. I don't even know, Hemi, that's the name of the engine, right? What is this brand? Hyundai, maybe? I have no idea. We're in the car! Phil, are you so happy?
Yeah.
This is like, Phil needs to get through all of the hurdles. We've acquired the vehicle, so we are en route. We're good to go. Also, this is a Dodge, not a Hyundai. But yes, we are going to actually go to our hotel first. It's like an hour-and-a-half drive, so I hope maybe we stop and get a beverage because I am like so dehydrated and it is very hot out. Hello friends! I was not feeling good yesterday, so the vlog is awful. So we're gonna insert this in right now. I wanna give you a tour of our room. We're staying in the Courtyard Marriott. It's right near Legoland, so if you wanna go to Legoland, this could be a good option. I don't feel like it's crazy family-friendly room, but it is certainly an option. When I get in the car, I'm gonna look up the price and tell you guys, but here is our room tour. All right guys, we are in room 509. As you come in, we have the bathroom to our left-hand side. We'll go check that out in a minute. And we open up into the full room here. Just gonna give you the overview look. And right after the bathroom, we have this really big mirror, which I always appreciate. Floor-length mirrors for somewhere in the room. It actually opens up into a closet, which another mirror when it's open. So this kind of design style I really like. It makes it super functional and easy. 2 people can be using the mirror if you have it open. So closet space here. Not as nice. I'm not loving the wire rack. I like something feeling a little more sturdy. A little bit small. Can't really fit your suitcases in here. But there is room to hang stuff. Ironing board, iron, couple hangers. And then we just breezed over it, but the safe down below. As we close this, we'll go back and check out the bathroom. I really enjoyed this bathroom here. You have one sink. Wasn't a big deal for the 2 of us, but if you're here with a family, you may feel a little underwhelmed with the sink, but there are tons of space for products. Would be nice if it had a little shelf, but there is tons of space on either side. Nice big mirror, which I really appreciate. But there is no magnifying mirror in this entire hotel room. So if you're looking for that, you might want to bring it with you. Good lighting though to do makeup and stuff, so bring your own magnifying mirror if you need, because this is probably going to be the best spot for you to do that. There were towels over here that we used, some toiletry stuff. They do have a dryer. No shelf space under here, but some floor space, so you can throw your towels and stuff down there. Little shelf, this had a towel up here. I found it really useful to put shower stuff here, and it's accessible both outside and inside the shower because the shower here doesn't really close. It's kind of like open, which I thought was weird at first, but I took a shower and it was totally fine. Really like this shower. Has a little footrest, if you need to shave your legs or anything like that. I do wish it was a little higher. It's like barely a step up from the ground, but they probably just didn't want to deal with having to concern with people sitting down. Little shelf here. It's thin but long, so you can fit quite a bit of product up there for your shower needs. But they also do provide some product: shampoo, body wash, and conditioner. I didn't use these, but I smelled them and they were great. The shower head here was also lovely. It had some different settings, good water pressure. Really enjoyed my shower here. Nice and big. Phil's 6'9", and it was very spacious for him. So A+ on the shower. Obviously no tub if you need that for kiddos, but it worked well for us two adults. Toilets down below, a couple towels here too. One thing to consider too, your toilet and shower and mirror and stuff are all in one room. So again, another instance of it may be a little hard to function if you have full 4 adults or 2 adults, 2 kids sleeping in here. As we turn back into the room, you have 2 queen beds. I gotta tell you, these beds were so comfy. I had such a nice sound sleep here. I would totally stay again. The beds were great. They came with like a quilt underneath, this sort of decor-esque blanket, and then a sheet below. Pillows nice and soft as well. You also have your little side table nightstand with a Bible and the Book of Mormon. Haven't seen that before. In your drawer, behind my cup here, we have outlets, USB. There's clock, phone, mirror here. I actually did my makeup at this mirror this morning while Phil was using the shower. So some other options if needed. Next to one of the beds, we have this chair. Some staining on the chair, which is kind of gross, but maybe someone spilled a drink. Comfy pillow. I kind of threw up some of my luggage up there, which was nice. Little lamp if you want to read or something. Little disappointment with these rooms as I open the curtains here. No balcony, but definitely pretty views of this little lake here. Some people kayaking, I think, out there. And then that is, I'm not 100% sure, so please correct me in the comments, but I think over here is Legoland, like their vacation club, something of that nature. But look, they're like little Lego houses. And I love that wow, that's a tongue twister. The little Lego lighthouse. Very cute. Because Legoland is actually, if you kind of keep turning around the building, it's going to be on the other side there. So can't see it from our window. I don't think we can even see it from outside, but Legoland is steps away from this hotel. So good option if you're looking to go to Legoland. Little coffee center over here with your air con. There is a light too in this corner as well. And very uniquely shaped, kind of angular little space over here. So you have a microwave and a little refrigerator cube in there. So some space for some drinks, some food. So if you have leftovers, you could heat them up potentially the next day. And a little more storage above the microwave. So if you have some like snacky things, you can store them in here. Turning around, little space here. This is probably the best spot in the room for luggage. And then we have sort of our entertainment center over here with our TV, desk and chair. No storage under the desk or this little kind of side table here. But there is some plug space, USB space over there. And then we also have nice big TV. So a little more, you know, storage in terms of surface area where you can set things down. Also same kind of thing over here. little top of this drawer set, and then you have 2 drawers. So not a ton of storage. You're pretty much gonna have to be living out of your suitcase in this room. And that's it. I really enjoyed this room. We stayed here because it's close to where our friends live. I would totally stay here again. Super comfortable beds. They have a Starbucks downstairs. It met all of our needs. So totally would stay here again. We stayed on Marriott points, so that is always good. So as I said in our little room tour, we're really bad at filming yesterday. I had a horrible headache. We drove through terrible traffic, just like awful traffic, going from Orlando to Lakeland. But then we went to dinner. So we went to a restaurant, 1961. It was in Lakeland, downtown. It was so good. It was a Cuban fusion style restaurant.
Yeah, you can say that.
They had nice patio seating, which if you were interested in sitting outside was nice because there was like a band playing across the street. But we sat inside. The service in general was phenomenal. So when we first sat down, they came over with some Brazilian cheese bread. They were rather small, so it was more like a little tasting instead of like maybe you would consider a bread service. Then they came out with an amuse-bouche. It was a piece, like a little slice of potato, and I believe it had goat cheese on it and bacon. It was almost like a refined potato skin. What did you think of the amuse-bouche?
I thought it was delicious. I wish that they would have had more.
I was not expecting to get an amuse-bouche from a place like this. The prices weren't outrageous in any sense. Not like super expensive steakhouse prices, but they really, the service and the extra touches were amazing. Including, they brought us over champagne because we had never been there before. They're like, anytime we have new guests come into the restaurant, we like to bring a glass of champagne.
Was it? Where was it from?
Yeah, I think it was from Spain. So I'm pretty sure it was the Roger Goulet Cava, and that's from Spain. It was almost like a traditional champagne, really effervescent, but it had more of sweeter notes to it, like a Moscato. It was probably the best champagne that I've ever tasted because I don't enjoy really dry champagne. I'm trying to find like a good angle so Phil can talk while he's driving, but also see the mirror while he's driving too.
I refuse to look away from the windshield, so forgive the awkwardness of the review as I check my mirrors and my eyes dart around. But I found the entire experience to be exceptional. It was a little hidden gem, and I don't even know that it was hidden. The place was packed. From the hostess table, who went out of their way to make sure when we walked in, she greeted each one of us individually. As she immediately brought us back to our table, she made sure we were comfortable. Our server was very sweet. She went over all of her favorites, and she told us why. And her favorites seemed to be very genuine because none of them were even remotely in the expensive section of the menu. I believe it was the owner. He brought us out our amuse-bouche, and it was wonderful. The champagne, as Pauline alluded to, was absolutely wonderful. And as we rounded off into the appetizers, every single thing that we got was wonderful.
Wow.
Indeed. There we are. Y'all enjoy.
Wow. Look, you get to try the plantain chips. Oh yeah, they're right there. So this is the chips and salsa.
Yeah, and it's whipped guacamole.
Wow, that looks really good. And then calamari. This looks like an elegant ceviche. What is this one? Oh.
Poutine with yucca fries.
Poutine.
So we got the shrimp ceviche, which had scallops, shrimp, and pompano in it, and it was in a wonderful, like, almost blush dressing. And we got the Cuban poutine, which was braised short rib with Oaxaca cheese over a beautiful brown gravy all done on top of yucca fries or yucca, however you want to say it. That was fantastic, and the texture of those fries was phenomenal. The outside was very crisp and almost solid, and inside it was very tender and sweet. Just an excellent fry. We also got their iteration of fried calamari, which was done in a jalapeno caramel, which was very unique and absolutely delicious. Some of the best calamari I've ever had in my life, if not the best. In fact, it was the best calamari I've ever had in my life. I feel comfortable saying that. And we also got the chips and dips. So there was normal corn tortilla chips, and then there was yucca chip or plantain chips, which they cut the banana lengthwise. So it was like the whole length of a banana was the chip, and they were lightly salted. So it was that sweetness, salty like combo, which was wonderful. And then there was a salsa verde and a whipped guacamole, which was out of this world. So appetizers were phenomenal.
My personal favorite was the calamari. I didn't even want it. I'm so glad Phil put his foot down and we got it anyways, because that caramel jalapeno sauce, like they need to bottle that. I'm not a super spicy person, so the jalapeno was just a very like slight hint of heat and just added some dimension to the caramel flavor, but they were beautifully done. And then my second favorite was that whipped guacamole and eating it with the plantain chips. Those plantain chips were delicious. Wow. Tomato burrata, yummy.
Ooh.
Oh, cut it open. I guess I don't know a lot about burrata at all.
Would you like to try it?
For my entree, I got the traditional Spanish paella, which had some big, beautiful, like U10 scallops that were cooked perfectly. It had 5 or 6 mussels, which were cooked perfectly. Normally, I'm not a big mussels guy, but these were cooked perfectly, and I did thoroughly enjoy them. There was some chorizo sausage in there, and there was also some really big shrimps. The flavor and the texture of the rice was so savory. It wasn't overly heavy on salt. This meal was not dependent on salt for flavor. They found the flavor in the other seasonings, and it was very, very well seasoned. And it was a perfect portion. It looked a little small when it came out. I was a little concerned. It was the perfect portion because it's heavy comfort food, and it filled me right up, and I was totally satisfied and satiated.
Then I got, off of the classics menu, which the paella was also on there, I got the Florida pompano. It was a 7-ounce piece of pompano fish with the skin still on. It came with like a Spanish risotto with some like corn salsa on top of the pompano, and then it also had an aioli with it. The risotto was out of this world. The fish itself was not my favorite piece of fish. Did find a couple bones in it. Didn't have a ton of flavor, but there was the drops of aioli on the side, and that definitely brought the flavor up a little bit. But overall, I wasn't mad because that risotto was so darn good. You had a little bit of my dish. Did you like it?
No, I did not like your fish at all. So I
you
love
like the risotto?
I love the risotto. It is a tender white fish, and they tried to blacken it with the skin on, and they overcooked the fish. I'm glad I got the paella.
What is that, chocolate peanut butter?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big swirl of peanut butter on the side. You said they were all homemade.
In-house made chocolate peanut butter cheesecake. It was awesome. There's not much to say about it.
This is Chunky Monkey, or as I like to call Chunk Monks. I also got cheesecake too. I got the Chunky Monkey, which was a special they had. I think the chocolate peanut butter was as well. They make all their desserts in-house, which is also super impressive. The cheesecake, I will say, was more mousse-like, but it was so delicious. They finished off our meal with some chocolate. Service was amazing, really. Definitely a place worth going back to. The restaurant on 1961 is about 36 minutes from Legoland. Definitely worth the drive from Legoland, I will say, but it is about an hour from Disney World. I don't know that I would drive an hour from Disney World to go there. I think there are just so many good restaurants in the Orlando area, but if you're in the Legoland area, I think it is definitely worth the drive. Just outside the restaurant, there's like a little park with music, bands playing. But yeah, this is where we went here. 1961. It was delicious.